So then, the burning question. What exactly is Vue.js and why should you use it to create web applications? Well, first of all, what is it? Simply put, Vue.js is a front-end framework that's growing rapidly in popularity. And it allows us to create anything from small widgets on a web page, such as forms or search boxes, to fully fledged dynamic JavaScript-driven web applications, sometimes called SPAs or single-page applications. Now, this is what we're going to be focusing on throughout this course, but we will also see how Vue could be used just for widgets as well. Now, because Vue is JavaScript driven, all of these applications can run purely inside the browser. And Vue.js comes baked with loads of tools to help us easily update the UI of the application inside the browser. So, traditionally, your typical website that doesn't use a progressive framework like Vue.js may look something like this when you use it. A user visits a URL in a browser, and that then makes a request to a server. The server listens to this request and sends a response to the browser, which is a HTML page. Now, as the user navigates around this website, what they'll be doing is clicking on different links. And as they click on each different link, that's going to make another request to the server, which is then going to send another response, a different HTML page. And this pattern of making requests and receiving responses for every single page that a user views is going to carry on throughout the experience as the user's on the website. Now, in contrast to that, if we create a web application with Vue.js, the flow is typically going to look something like this. A user still visits a URL in the first instance to create a request to the server. The server then sends a response, which is a HTML page. Only this time, inside the HTML page, we have our Vue app. And then when this fires and starts up, the Vue application takes over the whole front end, right? So, when a user now navigates around the website to get different pages or views, Vue.js handles this. No further requests are made to get follow-up pages from the server. So all of our views, such as the About view, the Contact view, or the Login view, all of this is handled by Vue.js on the front end. So this makes for a very slick web application with a smooth experience. You'll also hear about Vue.js being described as a framework designed to create SPAs, which I talked about a minute ago, single page applications, and this is because only one single HTML page was initially requested from the server. So in this regard, Vue.js is quite similar to other front-end frameworks like React or Angular. So why use Vue instead of the other options then? Well, firstly, its file size is very, very slim, so it loads in very quickly. In contrast, Angular is quite large and bloated. React is also a little heavier too, but not as much as Angular. And despite its file size, it comes packed full of all the useful features you generally expect from a front-end framework. Things like components, directives, filters, data binding, etc. And we'll explore all of these and more as we go through this course. It's also very, very flexible by nature and quite easy to learn compared with the other two frameworks. And I could probably go on and on explaining more about why Vue.js is great, but let's just leave it with it's awesome. And I think the best way to show you how great it is to dive right in and start using it. So in the very next lesson, I'll show you just how easy it is to get up and running with Vue.js.